Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. US President Donald Trump has said the United States hasn't even started destroying what's left in Iran, reiterating vows to increase the ferocity of attacks on its infrastructure as dozens of countries sought ways to restart vital energy shipments through the Strait of Hormuz. He wrote on social media that Iran's bridges were next, then electric power plants, adding that Iran's leadership knows what has to be done and has to be done fast. He earlier posted video of the US bombing a newly constructed bridge between Tehran and the major northwest suburb of Karaj.
Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says strikes on civilian infrastructure will not force Tehran to surrender. In a post on X, he described attacks on sites like bridges as a sign of weakness, adding that Iran would rebuild any damage. The comments come after renewed threats from US President Donald Trump to intensify strikes. The escalation raises concerns over further disruption to the Strait of Hormuz and broader regional stability. Meanwhile, President Trump says the United States can reopen the Strait of Hormuz with more time as pressure grows to end the conflict. In a social media post, he said Washington could restore access to the key oil route and benefit economically. The strait, which carries a major share of global oil supplies, remains effectively closed by Iran in response to US and Israeli strikes. A US fighter jet has reportedly been shot down over Iran, with a search and rescue operation underway for any survivors. There has been no word on the type of the aircraft or how it was brought down, but the Iranian military said it was an F-35. The Iranian state media also released photos of what it claimed is the wreckage of the fighter jet. The Pentagon or US Central Command are yet to confirm the incident.
On the other hand, US Army Chief of Staff Randy George has been fired by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth in the latest purge among the Pentagon's most senior ranks. Even as Hegseth, a former Fox News host, has moved quickly to reshape the department, firing a general during wartime is nearly without precedent. The Pentagon confirmed that George, who had more than a year left in his term, will be retiring from his position as the 41st Chief of Staff of the Army, effective immediately. It said in a statement, "It was grateful for George's decades of service. We wish him well in his retirement." The UN Security Council is to vote on a Bahraini resolution to protect commercial shipping in and around the Strait of Hormuz. Two diplomats said the meeting of the Council's 15 members and the vote were set for Saturday morning. They said Bahrain finalized a draft resolution that would authorize all defensive means necessary to protect commercial shipping. However, in remarks to the Security Council, China's UN envoy Fu Chong opposed authorizing force, saying such a move would be legitimizing the unlawful and indiscriminate use of force, which would inevitably lead to further escalation of the situation and lead to serious consequences.
President Trump has proposed a major increase in military spending, seeking an additional $500 billion for the 2027 budget. The plan would raise defense funding to around $1.5 trillion, alongside a 10% cut in non-defense spending. The proposal comes as the US continues its war in the Middle East, with rising costs and economic pressure at home. The budget request now heads to Congress, where approval is required amid ongoing debate over federal spending and deficits.
China has said that negotiations between Afghanistan and Pakistan are advancing steadily, following reports that the South Asian neighbours were meeting there. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning told a daily press conference that both Pakistan and Afghanistan attach importance to and welcome China's mediation and are willing to sit down for talks again, which is a positive development. Mao did not say where the talks were being held, though the neighbours have previously said they were in Urumqi. China has been trying to mediate between the allies turned foes, holding telephone calls with their foreign ministers and sending a special envoy on visits in March. And Myanmar junta chief Min Aung Hlaing has been elected president after breezing through a parliamentary vote, formalising his grip on political power in the war-torn nation, 5 years after he ousted an elected government in a coup. Lawmakers from the dominant Union Solidarity and Development Party and the military's quota of appointed armed forces legislators coalesced to back Min Aung Hlaing, with the former commander-in-chief winning the vote by a huge margin. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.